What up, everyone? Check out the Comic Outlaw on YouTube. Give us a like, drop a subscribe, and let us know what you want to see next. We're always taking requests here. And I am the Comic Outlaw, aka Jack Slater, and we're bringing you number 8. Yes, the Savage She-Hulk. Everyone seems to be liking these, watching these. Let me know what's up on these. And now it's She-Hulk versus Man-Thing. Yes, Man-Thing. A very interesting version, kind of like Swamp Thing, but not really. Has different powers, different sets, and a different state of intelligence. Now, these weird swamp men have kidnapped She-Hulk, and they're going to kind of experiment on her. And it's interesting because she's paralyzed right now. She can't move. And what they're going to try to do is reverse her emotions or calm her down in a way. Now, to recap, she met this guy. They sort of had an affair. They like each other, you know. He needed some legal advice. They ended up going to the swamp. She got lost in the swamps, and she got kidnapped by these two purple swamp men. Now this guy is sort of like the Rick Jones to the Man-Thing creature in a way, but not really, since Man-Thing can't really cohesively think. It's more of a force of nature. But anyways, they end up bringing her in. They transform her back into a human. They actually calm her emotions where she can't really get angry. She's more mellow than anything else. They gave her a big Zoloft and just told her good luck. They lead her into this place, and it's basically the fountain of youth. This is the mystical fountain of youth where people have stayed here for hundreds and hundreds of years, living in a little community. Now, as this guy goes looking, you know, for his friend, he realizes that as the story goes, he was pushed off a cliff, you know, of course, that part. And then he ended up getting lost in the swamp, and then Man-Thing touched him. And if Man-Thing feels fear in the human, you turn into dust. That's one of his powers. Now, Jennifer Walters, for the first time since She-Hulk, she's very calm, relaxed. This place is a utopia. And just like the Sir Thomas More book Utopia, things don't tend to change. One person gets alligator attack because they want to leave. They want to go beyond the walls. See, in a utopia, nothing changes. But Walters gets the idea of building a fence, you know, to kind of keep the alligators out and kind of help keep everyone in. This act of quote-unquote violence ends up putting her on trial for disturbing the status quo, so to speak. Now, this Richard guy is not giving up for her. He's looking for her everywhere. They're cruising around the swamp. He's a millionaire now. He just won a lot of money, so he has plenty to spend. They're putting her on trial right now, that she violated a certain law and that she must die. The problem is, and she goes on to say, is that sometimes a long life isn't necessarily a good life. What have you done? What have you progressed? What have you seen? What have you lived? Sometimes just having a full and good life is what makes life worth living. Having those experiences, being able to live instead of just standing still. But anyways, it ends up kind of bringing everyone to a state of anarchy. People just start jumping for the fountain, and all hell starts to break a little bit loose, and they tell her that she could leave. And of course, she's drudging through the swamp barefooted and barely wearing anything. Amen. And she gets attacked by the Man-Thing. Now, this wakes up her emotions. This gives her that big boost to wear off whatever smoke they put her under. And she turns into She-Hulk, and boy, does she get mad. And the fight starts. Of course, Man-Thing having a lot of different powers of the swamp, strength, ability. Of course, that burn power that I mentioned earlier. But it's just a creature of nature. Unlike Swamp Thing, it has no cohesive thought. It's more like a force that senses emotions. In a lot of ways, is more empathic than anything else. And as she attacks this creature, you know, that's going taking her anger out on it. And she's been holding in this anger for a while due to the gas, so she has plenty of it to spare. And the fight goes back and forth. Man-Thing just picks her up and just woof, throws her like a sack of potatoes. And of course, grabs her by the hair, which is one thing you should not do with Jen. She will break you if you touch her hair. And wham, she broke that hand clean off. Now, she's starting to figure out there's really no way to beat him, you know, and she's just getting madder and madder and madder until eventually he sort of has an empathic emotional overload from all the anger and just falls over him. which won't really, she can't really do anything to him since he's in the swamp, his source of power. She could beat on him all day, he'll just sink into the ground and regenerate. But Jen is really mad now, feeling all that hate and just coming on through. While Richard's looking for her, she ends up calming down. He finds her in the swamp, he takes her out of it. And Jen realizes the lesson that she learned is to live each moment, to enjoy each moment and not be like those people. And also not to give in to your anger and learn to take the small things. And as they get ready to leave, they share a small kiss. She flies off. And Jen Walters is off to another adventure. And what will that adventure be? We will find out soon, because the Comic Outlaw will be indeed covering this. And as always, I will catch you on the flip side. Laters.